Hi guys, and welcome to our fifth and second last class in our Yoga Foundation series. Today we are going to continue to build on the knowledge that we've gained so far. We're going to introduce a few new yoga poses when we get to our flow. And I'm going to change the cueing again. So I encourage you and ask you please to keep in mind everything that we've learned so far. And I know that as we build cues and as we build awareness of our body and where it should be in space when we do yoga, it can seem like a lot. But a lot of these things that I've talked about our pelvis, floating ribs, engaging the core, engaging the glutes, they'll all eventually become habits, so you're not going to have to think about them. So just keep practicing, keep these things in mind, and you'll notice that over time, you won't have to focus on them as much. So today I'm going to focus on cues that involve our knees, our elbows, and the neck a little bit more. The idea behind the knees, specifically in standing poses, is typically we want our knees to be in line with our toes. So in some situations, that will mean that we'll have to move the foot a little bit to accommodate the knee. Excuse me. And in other situations, you're going to actually have to engage a little bit more muscles in order to move the knee in a position where it should be. And I'll talk about it later on when we get there. Elbows, we don't typically cue elbows in yoga, mostly because if you have your shoulder and your wrist properly aligned, your elbow will align. There are some exceptions to this, specifically when we are on our hands and you're lowering down to the floor or pushing up. In those cases, you really always want elbows to be as tight to your ribs as you can, so really squeezing them in. And I'm going to be cueing, turning the creases of the elbows forward, so that motion will bring the elbows closer to your rib cage. That's where I'm cueing it. Also, there are a few poses like dolphin or headstand where we also want the elbows to be in line with the shoulders. And I'll mention that when we do dolphin. So I think that's pretty much all about elbows. And then our neck, you should think about your neck always as the extension of your spine, which it is. I mean, cervical spine is part of the spine, but we often tend to forget about our head and just drop it different ways. I'll encourage you to stay aware of your neck. The cue that I've heard that I really like is push your throat back. So that cue to me always makes me push my head back, therefore lengthening the back of the neck, putting the head back in line with the shoulders, with proper positioning. So we'll talk about that today as well. So let's stop talking. Go grab your props. So today we'll need a few. You're going to need your blocks or whatever you use instead of the blocks, books, boxes, anything. You will need a pillow, potentially, or a couple of pillows, blankets. So have those close by so that you can reach them if you need them, and I'll tell you who would need them. And finally, grab your yoga strap or your tie, your belt, whatever you have that's kind of long and you can use instead of a strap if you don't have a strap. So pause the video if you need to, go grab your props, and come back on your mat. Today we're going to start lying down on our backs in Shavasana. So slowly make your way there. And find a comfortable Shavasana. So maybe for today for you that means that your knees are bent. Maybe your low back is not feeling that great. So then you'll bring your feet mat width apart and the knees will come together to touch. Otherwise, feel free to extend your legs, or I'll give you the option today to bring the feet together and then open the knees apart. Here's the first opportunity to use your pillow or your yoga block. So if you open your legs and you're noticing that your inner thighs are too tight or it's pinching somewhere in your hips, feel free to slide your blankets, your pillows, or your blocks under your thighs and provide some support for your legs so that you don't feel that pull that gravity is creating when it's pulling your legs down. So find that comfortable position with Shavasana variation, whichever it may be for you today. And then allow the arms to come down by your sides, bring your shoulder blades under your back, lengthen the back of the neck, and then close your eyes. So as always in the beginning of the class, you're going to spend a few minutes settling into the practice, becoming aware of our breath, of our body. So slowly start taking inventory of your mind. Notice what's going on in there. Is your mind busy thinking about your day? Just to try to quiet it down. Try to allow those thoughts just to pass by. You don't need to get involved with them right now. You can't do anything about them right now. And instead bring your focus, your attention onto your breath. Gently becoming aware of your breathing. Make sure your belly is relaxed so that it can rise and fall freely with your breath. Make your breathing slower, deeper. And try to make your inhales and your exhales the same length. So if that means that you need to use a count to establish that rhythm, then feel free to do so. You can count your inhale and then use the same count for your exhale. And now that we've established the breathing rhythm, we're going to add a little bit more awareness to it. So let's start breathing together. Let's all exhale. And then inhale slowly, using that rhythm that you built up. And feel your chest expanding up towards the ceiling or to the sky if you're outside. So inhale, feel it opening towards the ceiling. And exhale, gently allow the chest to fall back. So you're feeling that expansion of the ribs as your chest up forward. So again, inhale into your torso, but feeling that chest opening, expanding. And exhale gently, feeling it contracting, coming back to center, back to its neutral position. One more breath like that. Inhale. Expand your chest. And exhale, allow it to fall back down. And then the next inhale, focus on expanding, on moving your chest to the sides. So feel your chest expanding out to the sides of your space. And then exhale, the ribs will come back together. So as you inhale, you should feel your ribs, so that space in between your ribs increasing, your ribs separating, pushing to the sides. And then exhale, gently it will all come back. One more like that. Inhale into the sides of your body. And exhale, release. This time with an inhale, think of your chest pushing into the floor, into your mat. So not your chest, your ribs. Back ribs. And exhale, let them relax. Relax that pressure. And again, inhale, think of your ribs expanding backwards into the floor. And release. And one more like that, inhale. And exhale. And this time, we'll do this only once. Inhale, feel your ribs expanding in all directions, all four directions, forward, back, and both sides. Fill up the chest with air as much as you can. And exhale, let it all go, even exhaling through your mouth if you'd like. And then release the control of your breath and just allow it to return to its natural flow. And so softly start opening your eyes, blinking your eyes, waking up again. Then start moving your hands, your fingers. And you can use your hands so you can place them on the outside of your legs to help you bring your knees together if you're in this butterfly variation of Shavasana. Otherwise, everybody, let's bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the floor. The toes are facing forward. And find your block or your book. We're going to take the block and place it in between the thighs, so in between this juiciest part of your thighs. As close up to your groin as you can. And then start squeezing the block with your thighs. So your ankles should be in line with your knees in line with the hips, and you're squeezing the block, starting to create the engagement in your legs. Find the alignment in the rest of the body, so neutral pelvis, shoulder blades nicely on the floor, back of the head down. Start engaging your deep core muscles here in the lower belly, like we talked in first class. Good. And now we're going to go into our little bridges. So inhale here, exhale, push into your heels. Keep squeezing the block here. Lift the hips, squeeze the glutes as you lift. And then inhale, lower the hips down. Exhale, push into your heels, lift the hips, squeeze the block. And inhale down. 3 more. Exhale, lift up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And down, and I believe this is the last one. Exhale, up and down. Good. Now move the block, take it out, place it to the side. But keep thinking like it's in between the legs. So keep that engagement of your inner thighs here. It's going to help you keep the knees in line with the hips, not let them open as you lift up. So with an exhale, let's lift up again. Keep thinking like your block is still there. Inhale to lower. Let's do 2 more. Exhale up. Squeeze the glutes as you lift. Inhale, lower. And again, up. And lower. Okay. Let's change this a little bit. So exhale, lift the hips up. Keep pushing into your left foot. So bringing the weight fully into your left side. Lift the right foot off the floor, extend the right leg forward like we did last time. Except this time with an inhale, we're going to lift the leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it down so your knees are in line. Inhale, lift the leg up. Keep pushing into your left heel. Exhale, lower it down and squeeze the glutes, especially the left. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, down. 2 more. Lift the hips up. Down. Last one, up, down, bend the knee, place the right foot down, switching sides. Lift the left foot off the floor, extend the left leg. Inhale, lift the leg up, squeeze the right glute, push the right heel down. Inhale, exhale, lower the leg down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, down. 3 more. Inhale, up, down, up, down. Last one, up, down. Bend the left knee, place the left foot on the floor. Stay here for 1 more breath. Squeeze both glutes, lift the hips. And slowly lower the hips down. Good. Now lift the feet off the floor. Stack your knees right above the hips. And then we're going to place the hands on top of our thighs, just above the knees. And then push the hands into your thighs and push your thighs into your hands. Again, feeling the core firing up here as you do this. So let's hold here for about 2 breaths, squeezing, pushing. The core is working. Your low back is still glued to the floor, which means that your tailbone is pointing straight down, pelvis is neutral. One more breath. Good, and adding on. So keep your hands where they are. Inhale, lower your right toes down to touch. Exhale, lift it up. And then when your hand touches your leg, push the leg into a hand, hand into a leg. Switching sides. Inhale, left foot touches. Exhale, lift it up. Again, right goes down and lifts up. Left goes down. Keep pushing the right into your hand, right leg. And up. Push the left leg into your left hand. Right goes down and up and left down. And up 2 more times each side. Right goes down, up, and then left. Last round. And left. Good. A little bit more here. So keep pushing your hands into your legs into your hands. Inhale here, exhale, lower both feet down to hover, don't touch. Inhale, lift them up. Let's switch the breathing pattern. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. 3 more. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. 2 more. Down. Up. And last one. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Good. Bring the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around the knees. Maybe rock side to side. And then bring your arms by your sides. Preferably, you'll have enough room to extend the arms fully, and then the palms are facing the floor. Otherwise, you can bend the elbows. Palms will face the ceiling. But if you have your whole arm extended, it's going to make the next little bit of work a little bit easier. You can push the whole length of the arm into the floor. So start with that engagement. Start pushing the arms into the ground, and then stack your knees above the hips again. Inhale here. With an exhale, we're going to lower the knees towards the left. Just have them hover off the floor. Don't lower them all the way down. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower over to the right. The arms are helping you control this. Inhale, lift up. And your core, of course. Exhale, lower to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower to the right. And up. You can keep going like this with your knees bent. If you want a little bit more, you can straighten your legs. And then exhale, bring the legs over to the left. Back to center. And then the right. And back to center. We have 2 more each side. So choose if you want your legs straight or bent. Center. Exhale, right. Center. 1 more time each side. Exhale, left. And center. And right. And center. Good. Let's bring the knees 1 more time into the chest. Exhale, maybe lift your head and shoulders off the floor, bringing the forehead towards the knees. And place your head down. Good. Extend your legs. And extend the arms above the head. Really stretch out. Nice full body stretch. And we are going to roll over onto our belly. So pick a side. I'm going to roll towards the right. And come lying down on your mat on your belly. From here, extend the arms forwards. And extend your legs. The gaze is straight down. Back of the neck is nice and long. Good. Inhale, lift the right arm off the floor and your left leg. Squeeze the left glute. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting the left arm, right leg. and lower. Again, inhale, right arm, left leg, and lower. Left arm, right leg, and lower. 2 more times each side. Lower, left arm, right leg, lower. Last round. And lower, and left, and lower. Good. Now we're going to lift both arms and both legs and hold. So inhale, lifting the arms and the legs. Keep squeezing the glutes. See if you can lift your legs even higher. Maybe you can lift your torso higher. So chest further off the floor. Keep breathing. And exhale, slowly lower down. You can place your forehead on top of your hands by stacking your forearms on top of each other first. And now take your hands and slide them by your lower ribs. So not right under the shoulders, a little bit lower, and then bring the feet so that they are about hip width apart. Bring the elbows closer, so bring your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your elbows as close towards your center, towards your torso as you can. Inhale here, exhale, start lifting your chest off the floor, push into your hands, lifting the hips, lifting the knees, push into tops of the feet, and now only your hands and your feet are on the ground. Your neck is long, so you're looking straight forward. Often people like to look up here, but that crunches the back of the neck. Try to find length, the crown of the head reaching up, opening across the shoulders, upward facing dog. 1 more breath. And then place your knees down, your hips down, and slowly the rest of the body comes down. And then we're going to slide the elbows right under the shoulders. Your wrists are in line with the elbows. Palms are pushing the ground. Fingers are wide. Open the chest, push out of the shoulders. So push your forearms, your elbows into the ground. Feet can be hip width apart or wider. Again, neck is long, reaching the crown of the head up, Sphinx pose. Now we'll move into dolphin. So we've done dolphin, I think, pretty much every class. So if you know that you don't like your dolphin this way with having your wrists in line with the elbows, feel free to interlace the fingers. And then we're start engaging the core and the glutes, lifting the hips off the floor, coming onto the knees. And then you can walk the knees a little bit closer in. Let's tuck the toes under. Lift the knees off the ground, push into your forearms, push the chest back towards your thighs, and then slowly straighten your legs. And we're in dolphin. You can move here a little bit if your body's asking for it. Knees can be bent as much as you need them to be. And breathe. The weight is equally distributed throughout your feet, the balls of your feet. And now we'll move into down dog. So a couple of options here. First is to lower the knees, place the hands down, and then lift the knees, come into down dog. The second option is to get there straight from dolphin. So from dolphin, and this requires more shoulder strength, you're going to release your hands if you had your fingers interlaced, and then place one hand onto the floor, really start pushing into it, and then lift the other. Hips go up, down dog. So as we've talked before in down dog, you want your biceps to turn to the sides, so to rotate outwardly. Your knees can be slightly bent here. You want to find the length in the neck. So if that means, back. So if that means that you need to bend your knees a lot, feel free to do that. Let's walk the feet together now. We did this last time, 3-legged dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. So revisiting for a second here.
With an exhale, lower your foot down, but bring it to the outside of the left foot. So you're crossing your right leg behind the left. Bend the left knee as you get there so you can place the balls of the feet together. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Try to keep both heels on the floor. You might need to bend both knees. And you may feel this quite a bit in the outside of your right leg, your right hip. That whole IT band area. Good. And now we're going to walk the hands back into a down dog position. Uncross the legs. So bring your right beside the left. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Again, squared hips. Three-legged dog here. Lift the heel as high up as you can. Squeeze the left glute. And then slowly bring your left leg behind the right left foot to the outside of the right. Start bending the knees and then walk your hands back towards the feet. Now the stretch is the outside of the left leg. Relax the neck here. So typically in forward folds, in down dog, dolphin, we want the neck to be relaxed. So you don't have to hold it here. The gravity is pulling it down, lengthening it. Good. And now we're going to walk the hands over towards the left. As you bend the knees, they come onto the ball of the feet. Turn all the way around towards the front of the mat. Move the feet so that they're back under your hips. Good. And bend the knees, fold forward. Next, inhale, come halfway up, placing your hands on your shins or up on your thighs. Pull your belly up towards the spine. And then lengthen the back of the neck. So this is where you may think, push your throat back. It's going to lift the whole neck back, your head. Good. Next, exhale, fold forward. Engage the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Bring your arms up. And exhale, hands come down. So let's talk about Tadasana a little bit more, and I'll turn towards you so you can see better. We'll talk about knees, elbows, and the neck. So starting with the knees, if you have your ankles and hips aligned, the knees are typically aligned. So what you should pay attention here is how your knees feel. So we're not all built the same. We're not all built like that skeleton you may see in your physio office. And that's why you can't take a cue and give it to everybody and have it work. People, or you as a yogi, have to kind of play around and learn what works best for your own body. So here with the knees, if they don't feel quite right, notice if moving your feet to a side, out, or maybe even in a little bit helps. So I know that my right knee is turned over to the right a little bit more. So in Tadasana, I should really be standing with my right foot a little bit more towards the right. Okay, so once you find your proper foot alignment to accommodate your knees, Tadasana is a engaged pose. It's not a passive pose, it's quite active. And what makes it is engagement of our muscles. One of those, you want to have your thighs engaged, and I like to cue lift your knees up because I find that action, when I hear that, I engage my thighs, my glutes, my quads. So first find the alignment of your feet to accommodate the knees, then lift those kneecaps up. Cover the knees. Open across the chest, release the arms down. So the elbows are going to be wherever they fall. Typically, teachers cue Tadasana with your palms facing forward. I was taught to have my palms face the body. I think that's just a difference in the schools of thought, different lineages of yoga. What I find, though, is that if you do turn your palms forward, which is called an anatomical position. So turning the palms forward, I think, comes more from anatomy and physiotherapy than from yoga, but it does help open the chest when you do that. So I kind of like that cue. However, I'm more used to having my palms facing me, but I know to keep my chest open. So if turning the palms forward helps you keep the chest open, then do that. Otherwise, have your palms face the body. And then the neck, like we talked before, bring the throat back, which is going to bring your head back to center. And you should really be doing this all the time when you're sitting, working, when you're cooking, washing dishes, walking, anything. Push your head back. In this world today, you're always on the screens, looking at the phones, looking down, looking at the computers. Our necks are always going forward, which is creating this tech neck. Physiotherapists are seeing this a lot over the last 10 years. So you really want to consciously think of pushing your head back to correct that. Okay, so now that we know how to stand in Tadasana, let's apply that. Lift the knees, open the chest, and then push your head back. And let's go into our little sun salutation that we've been doing. You're going to change it again a little bit today. So inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, bend in the knees and the hips. Hinge, come down into a forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up, flat back. Exhale to fold. Hands come to the floor. Step the right foot back. Right knee comes down. Inhale, come up. Low lunge. Exhale, hands go down onto the ground. Step the left foot back. Move the knees back a little bit and come into your kneeling plank. So this is where we're going to change. Before we were just lowering all the way down. Today we're going to explore knees, chest, chin transition, which is done in classical sun salutations. And we're going to talk about sun salutations next class. So if you can stay down on your knees, or you can tuck the toes under, come up into a full plank. Remember, in plank, you want to lift the throat back so your neck is in line with the body. Your head is not hanging down. Good. Inhale here. With an exhale, we're going to place the knees. Turn the creases of the elbows forward, and then lowering your chest down onto the floor, keeping those elbows close to your ribs. Place your chest on the ground. Your hips are staying up. And then you place your chin down onto the floor. Good. So this is called knees, chest, chin. And then inhale, flatten your body down. But keep the hands where they are, closer to the lower ribs. Push into your hands and your feet. Lift up into full up dog. If this doesn't feel good, feel free to come into baby cobra, hands under the shoulders. Lift the chest up, or full cobra by lifting a little bit higher. If up dog feels good, come into up dog. And then place the knees down, hips, chest down, hands under the shoulders, push up into a kneeling plank, tuck the toes under, hips go up, down dog. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And then bend the knee, bring it into your chest, step the right foot in between the hands. Left knee comes down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the back toes under, lift the left knee, step the left foot forward, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands come down. Let's do the other side. Inhale, arms go up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale to fold. Hands to the floor. Left foot steps back. Left knee comes down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale to lower. Right foot steps back. Coming into a kneeling plank or full plank. Inhale here. Turn the creases of the elbows forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Touch the floor. Good. Flatten the body. Inhale. Exhale, push into your hands and your feet, up dog or baby cobra or full cobra. And now, rather than coming all the way down, if you can engage your abs, your core, and your glutes, you can tuck the toes under, push the hips up, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, bring it into your chest, really lift it up. Step the left foot forward, bring the right knee down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to fold. Lift the right knee off the floor, step the right foot forward. Forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands come down. Stay here for a moment, find your breath. So today, in our vinyasas, when we go into our main flow right now, we're going to do knees, chest, chin lowering. So just to practice it a little bit more. So I'll actually turn towards you just for a second. Find your Tadasana. Inhale, lift the arms up. We're going to add a side stretch. So grab your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale, bend towards the left. So push your hips to the right. Keep the chest open. Pull onto your right wrist. Find the stretch in the whole right side of your body. Good. Inhale, come through center. Switch the clasp. So right hand grabbing your left wrist. Inhale to lengthen. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, hips go left. Your body goes right. So your torso goes right. Good. Inhale, come back to center, release the clasp. Another inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push the chest forward and have your arms follow your head as it moves back. So hips are going forward and your upper body is going back. Inhale, come back to center. And with an exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up, flat back. Exhale to fold. Hands come to the floor. Step the right foot back. And then the left. We're in plank. Inhale here. Exhale. Turn the creases of the elbows forward. Knees, chest, chin. And I'm not placing my chin down because of the mic. Otherwise, I would. Inhale, flatten your body. Push into your hands and your feet. Come up into up dog. And then choose your transition, either lowering all the way down, then pushing up through kneeling plank, and then down dog, or switching the toes, tucking them under, coming into up dog, down dog. And from here, with an inhale, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. And now bend that right knee, and start opening the knee to the right. Your heel will come towards the left glute, as you're lifting the knee to the right and then up. And then here, notice your shoulders. Your right shoulders probably come up as well. Try to bring your right armpit down so that your shoulders are in the same level. Keep pushing into your hands. This is called fire hydrant pose. And it's often done in the flow classes. Good. Squeeze that right glute, lift the knee 1 more inch higher. And then square the hips, extend your leg, your right leg. Bend the knee, and bring your right foot about halfway up your mat, in the middle of your mat. Now we're going to come onto the outside edge of the left foot, turn the right toes forward, so both sets of toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale, lift the right arm up, side plank, or a variation of it. So if this feels good, stay here, lift the hips up. If you want to go into a full side plank, stack your right foot on top of the left. And then lift the hips up. Your right hip is right on top of the left. It's not turning back. One more breath. And exhale, place your right hand down. Step the right foot, if it's not there, in the middle of the mat. So you're going to pivot all toes forward, and then move that right foot a little bit more forward. Staying on the ball of the back foot, keep your left hand under your left shoulder. Inhale, lift up, twist. Lifting the right arm up, squeezing into left glute. One more inhale to lengthen. Exhale, place your right hand down. Let's place the left knee down just for a second. Inhale, lift the arms up. Bring your torso on about 45-degree angle. And then we're going to bring the hands to the heart center here. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, place your left elbow above the right knee. And now use the core to find that twist again. Again, you're not pushing your hands to twist. You can place your fingers here to touch and using the core to find the twist. And now you can keep your left knee down or tuck the left toes under, lift the knee off the floor. So this is called revolved extended side angle, Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. One more breath. And now with an exhale, place the hands on either side of the right foot, and then the right hand will come to the inside of the foot, and you're going to walk your hands over towards the long edge of the mat. Move your toes so they're pointing towards the long edge of the mat as well, and bend into your right knee, finding the side lunge. I'm going to turn around. Good. So lower as much as you can without lifting your right heel. Good. And now you can stay there or point your right toes towards the corner of the mat and keep bending into that knee, but keep the heel down. So if the heel starts lifting, come up. Like I want you to stay where the heel is still on the floor. If you can lower further and come onto the heel of the left foot with a micro bend in the knee so you don't hyperextend the knee, go there. Hands stay on the floor. So the heel is still on the right heel, is still on the ground. Toes are pointing up, left toes. One more breath here. Then push into your hands, lift the hips, and walk your hands to the middle of the mat. Have your toes now point towards the long edge of the mat and then slightly closer together than the heels, so that pigeon toe stands. Hands will come under the face. And then you can stay here. If you feel like you have more room to fold forward, you can start bending the elbows towards the back of your space. And then walk your hands even in between your feet if you have room. Good. The weight is in the balls of the feet. Good. And maybe you can place your top of the head down one day on the floor. It really requires open hamstrings. So it really doesn't matter where you are. You're getting the benefit of the pose as long as you can feel the stretch in your hamstrings, your inner legs. And also just having your heart above the head, you're getting the benefits of the inversion. Good, and now we're going to place the hands to our waist, engage the legs, and with an inhale, rise all the way up. Good. I'm going to turn around to be the same direction as you. Good. From here, turn your left toes to face the front of the mat. Your back foot will probably stay where it is. And then you're going to bend into your left knee. So here in Warrior 2, you want your knee to be in line with your toes. And now I said that sometimes you move your foot to accommodate your knee. In this pose, I want you to try to engage these muscles on the outside of your hip, outside of your leg, to pull your knee in line with the toes. So show you how it looks from here. So often, what I see in Warrior 2 is the knee caving in. And that doesn't mean that your foot should be there. It means that you need to engage the muscles to open the knee more. So try to find that. Okay, and once you're there, extend the arms. Okay, the neck is right on top of your shoulders. Head is on top of the shoulders. Sink more into the front knee. The gaze is past the fingers of your right hand. Good. And now bring the hands to the waist, straighten the right leg. We're going to move into a triangle pose, Theta Trikonasana. So the warrior two stance typically is a little bit too wide for triangle. So you want to step your back foot a little bit in. You can keep your back toes slightly turned in. Notice how that feels in your knee. If it doesn't feel good, move the foot. See where it feels good. But start engaging that back knee. So lifting the kneecap of both legs here. Extending the arms. And now we're going to start reaching forward with the right arm, but pushing the hips back. So that sassy thrust of the hips. I want you to do that. So start pushing the hips as you're reaching the arms, trying to keep both sides of the torso long. And also you can find a block here placed on the outside of your right foot. So pushing the hips back, arms reaching forward, or your right arm, and then you can place your right hand on the block. Left hand can stay on your hip. You can work on opening the chest to the side. If you want, you can try straightening, extending the left leg up. So you want to have the sides of your torso long here. Typically, we round the bottom side of the torso. Try to lengthen it by pushing the hips back. Engage both kneecaps. And then lean back slightly. Imagine there's a wall behind you and you want to place your shoulders onto the wall. The gaze can be down towards your foot. You can look forward or you can look up. If you look up, just tuck your chin in a little bit to lengthen the neck. One more breath. Good. And then you're going to use your left hand with an inhale to help you come all the way up. Bring the arms up, come onto the ball of the back foot. We're moving into a lunge. I'm going to move the block. Good. One more breath here. Back knee is bent as much as you need to. Good. And I'm going to step the left foot forward. Bring your hands to your waist. Going into a balance pose here. We're going to still keep working with the right leg. So bring the weight into your right foot. Find that point where it's evenly distributed throughout the foot. And then lift the left foot off the floor. So you're going to bring your left thigh parallel to the floor, flex the left foot. And then place your left hand on top of your knee. Find length in the spine. And breathe here. Try to look at something that's not moving to help you with the balance. And then the next exhale, we're going to open the knee to the side. So nothing's moving, only the knees opening. Check in with your hips. Here often we have a tendency to lift that hip up. Try to bring your hips leveled. So they're on the same height, same distance from the floor. Good. One more breath here. And then inhale, bring the knee back to center. Place the ball of the left foot down. You're not done with balancing. We're going to open the knee now to the side. So your left foot is touching the inner right leg. And the knee is pointing straight to the side as much as you can get it there. This is the first option for our Vrikshasana tree pose. So you can stay here. You can place the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right leg, bottom right leg. Or you can use your left hand to help you place the foot to the inside of the upper right leg. Again, making sure you're not hiking up your left hip. Your hips are even, but you're also not sinking into that right. You're pulling out of it. Good. Keep the hands to on your waist, or you can bring your hands to your heart center. Another option is to extend the arms up. Relax the shoulders, gauge the core, pull the floating ribs in. And one more breath here in your tree pose. And now bring your hands back to your waist. Bring the knee forward. Extend your left leg forward. So that it might mean that your leg is here, and that's completely fine. So work on those hip flexors to bring your leg as high up as you can. One more breath. And exhale, place the foot down. Good. And we're back in Tadasana in the front of the mat. We're going to do the other side now. So let's inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up, flat back. Exhale to fold, hands to the floor, step the left foot back, and then the right. We're in plank. Elbow, creases of the elbows turn forward. Inhale here, exhale, knees, chest, chin, touch the floor. Inhale, flatten the body. Exhale, push into your hands and your feet, lift up, up dog. Lower down, and then come through kneeling plank to up dog, or tuck the toes under, hips go up. Down dog. Moving on to the left side. Inhale, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Find your three-legged dog, and then bend your left knee. Start opening the knee towards the left. The heel will come towards the right glute. Maybe the knee opens up. Keep breathing. Keep holding here. And trying to reach the right heel down to the floor. Shoulders are at the same level. Good, and let's extend the legs, square the hips. Bend the knee, bring it into your chest, and step the left foot about halfway up your mat. Coming onto the outside edge of the right foot, turn the left toes towards the left as well. Inhale, lift the left arm up, modified side plank. So staying here or coming into a full side plank, your option. Your choice. Good. Exhale, place the left hand down, turn the left toes forward, come onto a ball of the right foot, and then bring the left foot a bit more forward. Good. Keep your right hand under the right shoulder, which might mean that you grab a block and place the hand on a block to lift up a bit. That's completely fine. And then inhale, lift the right arm up, left arm up, twist. Squeeze the right glute. Push the back of the right knee up. And here, see if you can turn the crease of the elbow forward. I know that I often don't do it. Something that I have to keep reminding myself to do. Good. Exhale, place the left hand down, placing the right knee down this time. Inhale, bring your arms up, come halfway up. Good. Now, slide your hands to your heart center. Inhale here, exhale, right elbow comes above the left knee. Again, using that core to twist. Find the tips of your fingers here. Oops. Find your balance. You can look down, it helps. Tuck the right toes under and then lift the right knee. You can look down, you can look forward, or again, you can look up. Chin slightly tucked in. Back of the neck long. Push the back of the right knee up. And exhale, hands come down on either side of the front foot. And then place your left hand to the inside of the foot. Walk the hands towards the long edge of the mat, keeping the bend in the left knee. And now turn the left toes towards the corner of the mat. Keep bending the knee until the heel starts lifting. Maybe you come onto the heel of the right foot with a slight bend in your right knee. So maybe you're here, and that's fine. Maybe you're here, but maybe you're down here. Feeling the stretch, that extended leg. One more breath. And then push into your hands, lift the hips, turn the toes to face the long edge of the mat, and then pigeon toe your feet slightly. For this variation of wide-legged forward fold, we're going to walk the hands over towards our feet, and maybe you just keep your hands somewhere along the way on your mat. If you can reach your big toes, take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes, and then your thumb will come to the other side. If you have the room, bend the elbows to the sides of the room. Inhale, find length in the spine, and then exhale, fold forward. Again, maybe your head touches the ground. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't matter. If you're holding your toes, see if you can try to lift them a little bit. It's not going to lift your toes, but it's going to engage your shoulders, your arms. You're also lifting your kneecaps here as well, so your quads are strong, they're working. They're helping you open your hamstrings. One more breath. And then release your toes. Walk your hands back under your face. Lift your torso so it's parallel to the floor. Float your hands onto your waist, elbows point up, and then inhale, rise all the way up. Now we're going to do the warrior two on the other side. So turn your left toes towards the front of the mat and bend into that left knee. Again, knee in line with the toes. Squeeze those muscles on the outside of the left leg to help you bring the knee there. And then you're going to extend the arms. Relax the shoulders, look past your left fingers, maybe bend into your front knee a bit more. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Trying to have the chest point forward, hips as much forward as they can. Arms extended, one more breath. Place the hands to the waist, straighten the left leg. Step the right foot in about 6 inches or so. Moving into Trikonasana, set up your block first if you want to use it. And then start moving your hips. So moving the hips to the back, extend the arms, reach your left arm forward. Reach, 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 reach. When you can't reach anymore, place your left hand on the block. Right hand can stay on the low back or your waist, or you can straightening up towards the ceiling. Lengthening both sides of the torso, making sure your ribs are not pushing up. You want to have that side body completely straight. Good. And again, imagine there's a wall behind you. You want to place the shoulders onto that wall, keeping the chest open. Keep engaging that back kneecap. One more breath here and the front. Good. And then use the right hand to help you rise up. Good. Extend the arms up towards the ceiling. Come onto the ball of the right foot. High lunge here for a couple of breaths. So low ribs in, pelvis neutral, back knee bent. Knee here is still in line with the toes and the knees right above the ankle. And then we're going to step forward. You can move the block to the side and go into our standing balancing sequence. So working with the left foot, the weight is going to stay in the left foot. Bend the right knee, lift the right foot up, flex the foot. Right hand comes onto the right knee. Level the hips. Push your throat back, so your head is going back. Good. And now with an exhale, open the knee to the side. So rising out of your left hip. Good. Now slowly move the knee back to center. And place the ball of the foot down as you're opening the knee. So keep your heel on your leg. The ball of the foot is down. Good. And you can stay here, or your options are to place the foot on your lower leg, or maybe use your hand to help you lift the foot up. So you're still opening the knee, hips are leveled, hands can stay at your waist, heart center, or extend them up. Breathe here, 2 more breaths. Good, now bring the knee forward. Extend the leg. You can bring the hands down to your waist. You're going to stay here for 1 more breath. You can do it. And exhale, place the foot down. Shake your legs. And come back to your Tadasana. We're going to transition onto the floor now. So let's just do it simply. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold at your hips and your knees. Fold or fold. Place the hands onto the floor, step the knees onto the ground. And then bring your knees about mat width apart.
keep your left leg where it is, but you're going to extend the right leg to the side with the toes pointing forward. And then from here, this is where you can stay if you're already feeling it in your inner thigh. If you want to go a little bit deeper, start sending your hips onto your left heel. And you can keep your arms reaching forward, or you can stack your forearms, place the forehead on your hands. Your option here. Your choice. This is a modified child's pose. We're adding a bit of a inner leg stretch. And then in an inhale, lift the hips up. Bring the right leg in, so your right knee is touching the outside of the mat, outside the edge of the mat, and then you're gonna extend the left foot to the side, toes pointing forward. I don't know if you can see that. And then you're either staying here, maybe placing your hands right under the shoulders, or bringing the hips on top of your right heel. You can extend the arms forward, or place the forehead on top of your hands. Good. Inhale, lift the forehead off the floor, lift the hips, and bring your left leg in. Now we're going to move into a frog pose. And for frog, often it hurts when you come into a pose. It hurts your knees. So I suggest you roll up the edges of your mat once or a couple of times. And then we're going to bring the hands in front and walk your knees as wide apart as you can. So bring them as wide as you can. You want to keep the knees in line with the hips and your ankle in line with the knee. Your feet are flexed here. First option is to stay up on your hands. Engage the core to not let your floating ribs come down. If you want to go further, you can walk the hands, bring the elbows down. Again, maybe you stay here. Or maybe you want to extend your arms fully forward, placing the forehead down. So again, choose what feels good for your body today. So the frog pose is one of those poses that people either love or hate. A lot of people actually hate it. It's quite intense, but it's really good for your inner legs. I know a lot of people are asking me to teach them how to do side splits. So this is a prep for it. You should be practicing your frog pose every day if that's your goal. And stay here for 2 more breaths. And then you're going to slowly start making your way out, coming onto the elbows first if you're not there. Then up onto your hands. Then bring your toes together. Rock yourself back onto your heels and then bring your knees together. Uncurl your mat. And we are now coming to the thunderbolt pose, which is pretty much this. So sitting on your heels with your knees fully together. Now, I know that this might feel quite uncomfortable for a lot of people for a couple of reasons. You're either having knee issues if this doesn't work for you, or maybe your feet are just too stiff and they're always in the same position. So stretching the tops of the feet might be quite uncomfortable for some. So if that's the case for you, you can grab a blanket. I don't have one here. I have a pillow, so I'll try to show you the pillow and place it under your feet. The blanket's going to be a little bit better because it's going to be thinner. And you can stay there, so if you only have issue with your feet. If your knees are a problem, one option is to come into a cross-legged seat and do the shoulder stretches that we're going to do from there. Or if that doesn't feel good either, you can extend the legs forward. Another option for Thunderbolt, if you still want to stay in kneeling, but your knees are not liking it, it's to take a pillow, 2 pillows, a few blankets. You're going to have to explore and see for yourself. But place them as close as you can into your knees here, back of your knees, and then sit on it. So maybe you can grab a block too, stack on top, and sit here and see how that feels. So you can keep rising yourself until you find a position where you can hold this for a few minutes. And then grab your strap. And I'm going to turn towards you. I'm going to mirror you, so we're going to look the same. Place the strap over your left shoulder. About middle of the strap over the shoulder. Inhale, lift the left arm up, and then turn the palm to face the back. Bend the elbow, touch your back, pat yourself on the back. And then extend your right arm, palm is facing the back. Bend the elbow, bring a hand behind the back, and then your hands are going to grab the strap here. Now you can keep walking your fingers up the strap. Maybe you find the fingers of your other hand here. If you have that, start bringing that left elbow up towards the ceiling, right elbow down. And then often here our ribs, our chest want to flare forward, engage the core, bring them back in. Good. So this is a cow face arm variation. We are not in a full pose. The legs would look different if we were. But this is the arm part of the pose. Good. The option is to stay here and enjoy this nice shoulder stretch. If you want to go a little bit deeper, with an exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward, keeping the back nice and straight. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. Good, and inhale slowly. Come back up. Release your hands, let go of the strap or your fingers, and shake it off. We're going to switch sides to bring the strap over around your right shoulder. And extend the right arm up, turn the palm to face back, and then touch your back. Extending the left arm, palm facing the back as well, bend the elbow. Find your strap, maybe you're walking your fingers up the strap, maybe you find the fingers of your opposite hand. Wiggle yourself, adjust, and then pull the floating ribs in. And then maybe you're staying here, or if you want to fold forward with an exhale, fold. Try to keep the hips firmly on the heels. Don't let them lift. Or on whatever you're sitting if you're higher up. Good. And inhale. Come back up. Release the clasp. Move your strap or your belt to the side. Shake out your shoulders. And then bring your hips to either side and make your way onto your back. So you're going to slowly close the class. The next pose we're going to do is a twist. Have your knees bent here, and then you're going to cross the right leg over the left like you would sitting in a chair. You can extend the arms over to the sides, palms facing down, or come into a goal post with your elbows bent, palms facing up. Then lift the hips off the floor, move them over towards the right couple of inches, and place them back down. Now you're going to lift the left foot and exhale, bring the knees over towards the left. Now you have a couple of options here. You can take your left hand, place it on the top of your right knee, and then encourage a little bit of a deeper twist. Just by placing your hand there, it's going to move your knees closer to the floor. If this is not feeling quite right, you can use your pillows, your blocks, your blankets, and place them under your knee to make it more restorative, more relaxed, and you can fully relax the muscles here in your legs. And if you want to add a twist to your neck too, then turn it over towards the right. You can close your eyes.
And let's turn the head back to center if you've turned it to the right. And then inhale, bring the knees up. Uncross the legs, move the hips back to center in line with the rest of the spine. Switching side, crossing the left leg over the right. Push into your right heel, lift the hips, move them towards the left couple of inches. Then we're going to lift the right foot off the floor and use the exhale to lower the knees to the right. Again, maybe you'll place your right hand on top of your left knee. Or maybe you use your props to make it a little bit more relaxing, more enjoyable. Then you can turn your head over towards the left. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Remove the props if you were using them. And then bring the knees to center, uncross the legs. Bring the hips back in line with the rest of the spine. Second last pose. Apanasana, gas relieving pose. Bring the knees into your chest. Then you can wrap your arms around your knees. Add a little rock side to side. And then finally placing the feet down and moving into our final pose, Shavasana. So you can extend your legs or you can keep your knees bent if your low back's having issues. Another option here is to place your blankets, your pillows under your knees. Again, it makes it a little bit more relaxing. I only have one blanket, so I'm going to show you with one leg, or one pillow. You can use your blocks here too. Pillows are just a little bit more comfortable than the blocks. And then make sure your shoulders are under your back. Extend the length, extend the back of the neck. Relax the feet, relax everything in your body. And enjoy your Shavasana for the next couple of minutes. Relaxing the mind as well once you have your body relaxed. Very slowly start deepening your breath. Start adding little movements back to your body. Move your fingers and your toes. Then your wrists, your ankles. And then move the props out of the way with your feet if you were using them. Let's stretch our body one more time. You can interlace the fingers even if you like. Push your hands in one direction, your feet in the other. Really stretch. Good. And then keep your arms extended, bend your knees, and roll over onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow here, and taking a moment here in the fetal position. Whenever you're ready, slowly make your way back up into seated. Try to keep the eyes closed. Find your comfortable seated position. Hands can stay down on your thighs or your knees. And let's close the class with 2 cleansing breaths. So let's all inhale through your nose and exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhale in and exhale. Let's slowly bring the hands to the heart center. Palms touch in the middle. Lower your chin to your chest. Open your eyes gently and raise your head. And thank you so much for tuning in for this 5th class. I hope to see you for our last final Yoga Foundation class in a week or so. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive. Namaste.